Damien Leone's Terrifier 3 has broken new ground in the horror genre along with plenty of box office records, but one element about its hero, Sienna Shaw, makes her unique among major slasher final girls. Lauren Lavera's Sienna Shaw was introduced in Terrifier 2 as a potential victim with a mysterious connection to the demonic Art the Clown, only to evolve into his primary foil by the end of the highly acclaimed sequel. Their epic battle is revived in Terrifier 3 5 years later, and Sienna once again proves herself capable of stopping Art. Many slasher franchises have included the concept of a lone survivor of the killer's rampage, eventually giving rise to the final girl trope within the subgenre. While oftentimes the heroine's victory is simply surviving, some of the most famous final girls, like Halloween's Laurie Strode or Scream's Sidney Prescott, have returned multiple times to fight and defeat their tormentors. Sienna Shaw fits the mold of the latter, but Terrifier 3 introduced a new potential trait that sets her apart from any other slasher heroine. Terrifier 3 teases that Sienna might be immortal, just like Art the Clown. No major slasher franchise has ever given an immortal slasher an immortal target. Sienna, Lauren Lavera, is smiling at a dinner table in Terrifier 3. The climax of Terrifier 2 saw Sienna and Art doing battle in the abandoned carnival and Terrifier funhouse that serves as part of Art's backstory. Art managed to technically kill Sienna. He stabbed her with her father's sword before casting her into a portal to what appears to be Art's own personal corner of hell, the Clown Cafe. Sienna died there but was resurrected by the power of her father's sword, and returned to the Terrifier to behead Art. In Terrifier 3, Sienna managed to escape the trap laid for her by Art and Vicky, despite Art massacring her hands while she was tied up. She is soon after shown magically healing her own hands, which, combined with her previous resurrection, may indicate that she is immortal. Her resurrection at the Terrifier is a direct reflection of Art's resurrection at the morgue following his suicide at the end of Terrifier, which could mean that she and Art are on a level playing field. Art and Sienna both being immortal sets Terrifier apart from other slashers. It's rare for a slasher's victim to be unkillable. Art stabs a woman in the stomach while wearing a Santa suit in Terrifier 3. The practice of making a slasher virtually unkillable is common in the horror subgenre. The reason that franchises like Halloween, Friday the 13th, or A Nightmare on Elm Street extend across so many sequels is because their killers are never truly defeated, even if they may be stopped or killed on some level at the end of a movie. In that sense, Art the Clown is just like Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, or Freddy Krueger. He may have started as a mortal, but over time developed into something supernatural and effectively immortal. What sets the Terrifier franchise apart is giving Art a target who can't be killed by a kitchen knife, machete, chainsaw, or bladed gloves. In fact, Sienna appears to be his cosmic inverse, as the religious and messianic symbolism surrounding her angel warrior persona makes her the ideal opponent for a serial killer clown driven by some sort of demonic entity. Terrifier 3 ratcheted up the symbolism to make it clear that Sienna's battle against Art is a microcosm of the never-ending battle between the forces of heaven and hell, good and evil, which is unique in slasher franchises. What Art and Sienna both being immortal would mean for the franchise after Terrifier 3. There are far more narrative possibilities than traditional slasher sagas. If Art the Clown and Sienna Shaw are both actually immortal, then the future of the Terrifier franchise becomes even more exciting. Thus far, both Art and Sienna have grown more powerful as time has progressed, with Art adding an ally in Vicky the little pale girl, and Sienna has gained a self-healing ability and armed herself with her father's, seemingly magic, sword. If neither is able to kill the other, then their supernatural arms race will almost surely continue, especially given the path that Sienna is currently on. Terrifier 3's cliffhanger ending implied that Sienna is on her way to rescue her cousin Gabby from hell itself. That in and of itself is an exciting prospect for Terrifier 4 and beyond. But if Art and Sienna are both unkillable, they will need to continue to power up until something gives. The regenerative healing powers that both Sienna and Art displayed in Terrifier 3 mean that the Terrifier franchise could be nowhere near its end, and Sienna and Art's battle as the avatars of the forces of good and evil could spill back out of hell into new locations.